Almonte's Key Food, proudly serving communities throughout Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island for over 30 years. When you shop Key Food, you'll always find fresh products, great weekly specials, and exceptional personalized service. Visit at any of their Key Food stores at 8235 153rd Avenue, Lindenwood, New York, 935 Rosedale Road, Valley Stream, New York, and 6620 Avenue U, Brooklyn, New York.
Taxi! Okay, we're looking around. This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Well, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas, once known as Lion Ted for his anti-Trump hostility in 2016, is attempting to reinvent himself as the arbiter of MAGA in recent years. But Trump advisor and good friend of mine, Alex Bruskowitz, is having none of it. Speaking at the Jerusalem Post annual conference, Bruskowitz warned that pro-Israel conservatives about the subversive and inherently untrustworthy nature of Lion Ted Cruz. Bruskowitz said that Israel remains one of America's closest and most capable democratic allies, small d, but he warned that support for Israel has declined among Americans, especially younger Republicans, meaning advocates must make the case in a way that resonates better with the American public. He listed Cruz as an example of how not to defend Israel to the masses. Bruskowitz criticized Senator Ted Cruz for immediately accusing President Trump of appeasing Iran after reports of a possible U.S.-Iranian deal surfaced before the details of the proposed settlement were even known. Bruskowitz correctly noted that such attacks undermined the president's diplomatic strategy and weakened the broader pro-Israel cause. Bruskowitz pointed to Ted Cruz's past comments suggesting the phrase "Christ is King" was being used in an anti-Semitic way, saying those remarks offended millions of Christians. Ted Cruz also let his personal feud with Tucker Carlson, based off a contentious interview between the two men earlier this year, bleed over into attacks by proxy on Vice President J.D. Vance. President Trump has proven he can stand with Israel while still refusing bad deals. As the president has said many times, no deal is better than a bad deal. And he hasn't succumbed to the neocon foreign policy of groupthink. Ted Cruz has shown why he has no faith in President Trump and hopes to use President Trump as a way to reroute the Republican Party from the America First agenda back into the Party of Wall Street, the party of the billionaires, the party of the country club, the party of failed neocon orthodoxy that birthed a senator like Ted Cruz. You know why people take an almost immediate dislike to Ted Cruz when they first meet him? Well, they're only saving time. Unfortunately for Lion Ted, he's too odious of a figure to be able to manipulate anybody, much less someone as savvy and rock steady as President Donald Trump. Now, we all know what this is really about. Ted Cruz hankers for another shot at the presidency. He is consistently talked about as a potential 2028 candidate. Believe me, he could not stand up to the likes of Vice President J.D. Vance. Harkens back to my favorite line, as I said from the beginning. Ted Cruz, of course, was George W. Bush's brain, hired by the Bush family when George W. was running for president. So all those Bush policies that you don't like, the neocon efforts to look for trouble around the world, the war against Iraq, which is based entirely on a lie. The claim that Iraq was involved somehow in the 9/11 attacks on America, that's false. Also, the claim that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, had access to yellow cake uranium, all lies to draw America to an unnecessary war in which tens of thousands of Americans died and hundreds of thousands of Iraqis died. That is the legacy of Ted Cruz. That is the legacy of the neocons. I really don't think Ted Cruz is a viable presidential candidate, but